TGC Requiem here. We are back with more Grixis Shadow. We're on the play here. This is match 4 of our league. This is actually pretty good. We have plenty of interaction. We have the ability to filter our draws, the ability to get our life total down a little lower, a couple draws into a creature. I think we're going to keep here. So the blue-black land, blue to Delta, and Bloodstained Mire get all of our shocks. So we are gonna go ahead and crack the Verdant Catacombs first. I'm gonna start with the blue-black land, Watergrave. We're gonna actually lead on Inquisition here. So we're actually going to probably just take the Maelstrom Pulse. We have an answer for the Tarmogoyf. Well, actually, we may just save the Thoughtseize, take the Maelstrom Pulse with the Thoughtseize, actually. So yeah, he has Abrupt Decays and Fatal Pushes, but if we can get to a Gurmag Gangler or a Tasker, he can't do anything with those cards. Technically, Tarmogoyf is really the only thing he can reliably cast at the moment, so. And we can just take the Maelstrom Pulse with our next Thoughtseize. So, knowing we have a Blood Crypt, kind of want to just throw out another Watery Grave. So I'm going to throw the Delta on the bottom, put the Tasker on top. Again, he won't have any answers to that. And then we'll take away his Maelstrom Pulse. Oh, he gets a second Maelstrom Pulse. How convenient. So we have the thought of whether or not we want to go for the Street Wraith here. It's possible we just want to hold on. We're going to be able to hard cast it. It's yet another thing that can't be answered by these cards. So I think we're just going to go ahead and grab a Blood Crypt here. We're just going to hope he doesn't hit a land. So thinking about the fact that he has Tarmogoyfs, we definitely want to get rid of lands right now. I guess everything else is sorcery, so most of his cards are probably pretty cheap. So I think we're going to leave a Serum Visions and Inquisition in there for a Snapcaster later. Hope he misses on his land here so that Tasker doesn't immediately die. Even if it does, that puts us in a decent place for a Street Wraith. He did get a land, but not one that actually casts Maelstrom Pulse. So we could play out the Blood Crypt here. I think for the moment I don't want to run it out there. Although he's in a spot where if he's going to be spending his mana to destroy lands, he's in a bad place. We're a pretty land light deck. If he's willing to spend his mana for that, we're okay with that. Ooh, that coffee is hot. So I think he's thinking about tech edging us here. No, alright. And we're just going to hold this up. We'll plan on activating Tasker's ability if he does anything. So probably getting the Street Wraith back, maybe an Inquisition. So this is great because now we have the ability to put a Street Wraith down. Alright, and the opponent just concedes there. Nothing he's going to be able to do to that. So I'm assuming our opponent is straight black-green. What I call black-green rock. So again, Abrupt Decay, Fatal Push don't really hit the Anglers and Taskers, which is good for us. Probably running all his lilies. The question is, do we need the Stubborn Denials to fight the lilies? We definitely don't want Anger. The Liliana the Last Hope could be good because it could be a grindy matchup. The Fulminators could be good because it's a grindy matchup. Fatal Push tends to be good against the BG decks in general. Heal Spellbomb could be okay. I don't know that we really necessarily need or want it though. It's possible Surgical Extraction could be worth it. Usually in these sort of matchups, again, these kind of BG mirrors or BG pseudo mirrors, you may not need all of your hand disruption. It gets to be pretty bad late top decks. Similarly, you don't necessarily need your Thought Scours. The games result typically in a normal game a lot of back and forth removal like that. So a lot of back and forth removal and hand disruption. Well, mostly removal in the post-board games. Can cause you to want to peel some of these. Stubborn Denial doesn't counter the. I think I actually want to go up to 3. I think we'll cut these, right? I guess the only other question is Kolaghan's Command. I think we do want to bring in a Kolaghan's Command, and we may just pull maybe one of the Serum Visions. So obviously got the first game win there. That was partially due to the fact that he kept a hand that was largely irrelevant based on what was going on, and then didn't draw out of it. I'm actually good with this. This is a good quick hand to get Death Shadow online. We only have the one land. If he opens up on a hand disruption, we still have 2 Street Wraith. That's fine. I have to imagine he's going to go after Serum Visions here. Stubborn Denial, so he must have a Lily draw. We want both of these, but we want Watery Grave on top. So running the second one out there just to get the life total lower for Death Shadow. Probably not running Death Shadow out right away though. We're probably going to be Fulminator Maging and attacking his lands. So the nice thing here is if he decides that he wants to downtick, we just blow this up in response. Of course, he's got plenty of lands right now. So we're going to actually cycle this here, get an idea of what we have. I think we need to cut the Liliana here. Alright, so let's think this through. Well, no, because I guess we could go get another creature, so we definitely want to put the Fulminator. Yeah, so we're actually going to cut the Fulminator here. Fortunately, he probably has removal for the Death Shadow. So, we could run Liliana out, reduce the size of the Tireless Tracker, attack Fulminator Mage at Liliana, see if he chumps with the Tireless Tracker. If he doesn't, well, let's see here. I'm just trying to think. We need a way to activate Fatal Push to kill the Tireless Tracker. You could just attack into the Tireless Tracker and see if he wants to trade it straight up. That may actually be the better route. Yeah, I think I just want to attack straight in. Assume he just doesn't block. I'll redirect this to Lily. Now ideally we'll be able to get the recursion engine with Liliana. Alright, so he has an Abrupt Decay, so definitely glad we went for the recursion of Fulminator Mage there. Excellent. So we're going to get access to a Serum Visions. Our opponent is out of cards. He does have a clue to go get something. Do want to get our life total a little bit lower here. Snapcaster Mage seems great. Yeah, so we're going to do Visions on top with Snapcaster on top of that. And then we'll just go ahead and run out of Fulminator. Assuming our opponent will crack his clue now. We're not going to block this here. Hold on, the sun is trying to come in the room. Sorry about that, my son just came in. He wants some goldfish. Alright, so we have Snapcaster now. So we have access to a variety of things. We could go Snapcaster into Serum Visions right now. Our opponent has one card in hand, played a land. Though I do want to keep the Fulminator Mage alive if possible, so I'd rather like Snap Bolt the Quagmire or something like that. Snap Fatal Push perhaps, but I think Bolt would be the better plan. So now we have 4 damage on board. I think we want to go bottom with the Swamp. I'm okay with a Street Wraith on top just because it gives us another creature with which to help close this game out. Could get a double Tectonic Edge attempt here. Sure. Just going to keep holding on to the Snapcaster. We don't really need to use it yet. Scavenging is fine. We have access to Snapcaster push. He only has a couple green lands. If he goes and eats it right now, then we're good. So we're going to actually blow up his last green source, make him eat something now. He's probably going to go for a creature instead of the Fatal Push. Yeah, he goes for the Death Shadow, so that's fine. He did set us back like a half a turn there. Scavenging Ooze is a good top deck. We're just going to hold the Blood Crypt in hand. We want to be prepared in case he tech edges. We don't want to lose all of our red mana sources. I guess playing it we wouldn't, but also would have opened us up to baiting him into like a Thoughtseize potentially that he might not otherwise cast. And we're totally fine trading the Snapcaster Mage here. 3-4. Let's see. I mean, he's bound to lose life, but the only way he gets back into this game is if he draws into a couple really good cards in a row. Draws a Mire, and then presumably some sort of business spell. We're not really worried about burn. We're just going to be wide enough that ideally his Dark Confidant kills him next turn. So Damnation, definitely not expected there. I guess probably could have been. He's gonna turn this around with a Tarmogoyf now. Alright, let's see here. We don't need more than one Stubborn Denial in there. Definitely would like the Snapcaster Mage. Serum Visions is fine. Actually, really the only cards we don't really want here are Stubborn Denial. And honestly, Fulminator Mage at this point. Any other card there, I'm pretty happy to get. Put on the bottom, put on the top. And then we definitely have to chump the Tarmogoyf here. Hopefully he doesn't pull his Maelstrom Pulse. So if he attacks with both Quagmire and Tarmogoyf, we can block the Tarmogoyf, so that's not an effective attack for him. I got the Maelstrom Pulse. Got there. Grindy game. Alright. So we'll be on the play this game. Keep in mind the damnation going into this game. Actually, I think I'm okay pulling all the hand disruption at this point. Get another Serum Visions back in there. I kind of feel like I just want to bring these surgical extractions in, maybe cut a Thought Scour. This hand doesn't do much early. I don't know that we can really say no to it. If he ends up running a creature out, Fatal Push, if he thought seizes us, I don't know. Again, this is going to be a grindy match. We're not going to necessarily be able to count on drawing into all of our amazing spells. Especially considering we pulled out all the Thought Seizes, Inquisitions, a lot of that stuff. Assuming the Fatal Push goes here. Kolaghan's Command, going for value. So yeah, I think we're going to run down a Crypt, a Grave. Probably just a basic swamp, I'm thinking right now. And we're just going to fire it off at that Quagmire. Perfect. So we can run out the Gurmag Angler here while still holding up Stubborn Denial. So we actually can hold up Stubborn Denial and Fatal Push. We got Gurmag Angler 7, not 6. So we have access to Snapcaster, block with Snapcaster. If that's not enough to trade, Fatal Push next turn on this tracker. I probably should have cast that with the other duel. That's my mistake. Do run a little bit of a risk of a Liliana here. Though we do have the ability to Stubborn Denial a Liliana. Really like to draw some gas here. And hopefully that's game. Yeah, alright. Got there. So again, grindier matchups. The opponent kept his hand disruption in, and he maybe doesn't think of the matchup so much as a kind of pseudo BGX mirror in terms of just this long grind fest. I'm not saying it's wrong from his perspective either, though. I mean, the threats that we have in Death Shadow and Gurmag Angler, etc., are problematic to him. So it's possible that that was the most appropriate way to play the match on his end. But typically in these kind of long grindy affairs, having Thoughtseize and Inquisition as the card that you top deck, you know, when you're looking to draw, you know, some sort of gas, can be problematic. Not exactly what you're wanting to do. So, all right, we're 3-1, 6-5 so far in this league. the deck's been pretty good. First match was a little iffy. Oh, I didn't even realize my. Oh, that's a bummer. So I just realized that my whatever you call it, the deck list was like off center. I don't know what happened there. Got messed up. Anyway, the final match, I don't know that I'm going to get to it today. I'm going on a little bit of a mini trip with my family, so hopefully I'll be able to get uploaded, by Tuesday or something like that. Although I may just take the computer with me, which means I may just play it in the hotel room and it may not get updated. Maybe I'll do a post-recorded video of it later. But anywho, hopefully you enjoyed. You guys have a good one.